One.
Elite Heat is live, pal. The most
We are
consistent
back.
stream in town.
Yes, I'm in town. Party's going down.
We got
Oh,
some
yeah,
Chicago
here we go.
themed gear on tonight. Kevin's now got his punk shirt on. I got flamed for it last stream.
Yes, I'm a CM Punk stan now there, John.
Yep, we'll get into that later. I know that whole thing happened like a month ago, but we have new thoughts to give you on that. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll get into that later. Kevin,
And
you're
entertain the masses. I'm going to send out a tweet to all of our lovely fans.
Oh, good. Kevin's running on literally no sleep, just for everyone who's, I guess, tuning in now. It's 1:40 p.m. in Australia, and on a Saturday afternoon, I've ran 10 kilometers this morning, so I feel gassed, as they say in the wrestling forum streets. Yeah, plenty of stuff tonight for you guys. We've got a big discussion, pal, about AEW versus WWE. Is that over? Kevin, we'll get to that later, but there's a bit of stuff to go into there.
Is it over?
Is it?
We will find out.
I mean, tribalism will exist nonetheless, but as far as we'll get to it. So
yeah. Oh yeah, I can't wait, pal.
Yeah, leave a like. We'll let everyone tune in. It is. And what's the time over there for you? Nearly midnight.
It's 11:41 p.m.
Yeah.
How is everyone doing, by the way? How are you doing, Mr. Elitist?
I'm good, pal. I'm getting on well. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm very consistent YouTube uploader again. And we'll get to that as well.
Yes, you upload quite frequently, pal. If I don't say so myself.
Yes, plenty of content for you great subscribers.
You upload so much content that I've lost track of how much content you upload.
I mean, at least you're on the same boat. So
yeah, no, literally, we're in the same boat. We upload a ton of content there, John.
Yes, plenty of content. But yeah, no, we'll get to that. Why there's not much content from either of us. We'll get to that. Obviously, the AEW versus WWE stuff. An update on where we're at with the Punk situation. A little discussion about what's happening generally. A bit of Page. Who doesn't love a bit of Page? I know Brad Maddox does.
Oh no.
We'll get to that, pal. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we gotta get J-Rance in here too at some point. Hopefully.
Yeah, we need Jay Condone in the stream, pal.
I need Jay Condone in this stream, pal. Need him. All right, I'm getting everything. I'm getting the tweets sent out, getting the word spread about.
It's at Jay Condone, pal.
Jay Condone there, John.
Yes, I'm back, pal.
All right, we're here. We're live in a living color. Tweet is out. What's up, Art? What's up, Destroyer?
Yo.
Maximiliano Perez, what's going on?
Pal, the most consistent wrestling stream and show in the community is back. It's a Friday night for most of you. It's a Saturday afternoon for me. I love how that works. Should be a fun little show. We don't plan to go too long. We'll see how it goes, though. Kevin, you're running on literally fumes. So
yes,
we'll see.
Yes, I am gassed, if you will. Well, we got 6 people. We got more viewers than AEW Dynamite. I mean AEW Rampage. So look at that.
Wow.
Oh, Bill is back too. For all of you lovely people, Bill has returned.
Oi! Hold on.
Bill, I know you guys all missed Bill.
Hold on, I need to reward Bill.
Why is my screen flickering? What is going on?
What are you pal?
What is going on?
I'm on a good show for our 7 viewers, pal.
Why are you flickering? Paige comes in and immediately has one of the worst promos all year. Yeah, Paige's promo.
Oh, don't even. Oh.
Yeah, that was tough to watch.
No.
How the mighty have fallen. Oh, we got Brian in the house.
Wow.
What's up, Brian?
Yo, Brian, what's up?
My screen is just, I don't know what's going on with my screen. I don't know. Well, I guess we have to. You
wear a CM Punk shirt, your end lags. You know, it's just, what can you say, pal? So.
Oh, did the link not post on my tweet? Oh, of course it didn't post.
Oh, Kevin.
Oh my God.
Kevin, we're supposed to be a professional show for the masses.
Trying this again. Retweet this out.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess while Kevin does that, I want to throw to the chat real quick. Just with regards to that promo from Paige, I know it was touched on in the chat just before. Thoughts? Anyone want to try and describe that promo in as blunt a way as you can? We're referring to Soraya's AEW debut promo. Kevin, we'll get your thoughts in a moment. Personally, I thought it was one of the most pain-inducing promos to listen to I've heard in a long time. It just hard to watch. That's really my initial thought.
That's probably the best way to put it. Hard to watch. Yeah, like that's it's just here we go again with my boss listens to me. Vince McMahon sucks. I mean, okay, so do you care about your health? You have a neck injury, a severe neck injury that caused you to retire. WWE did not let you get back in the ring because they cared about you as a performer, as a human being, and they wanted to cover themselves in the matter. They wanted to keep you safe. Do you not care about your safety? You just want to go out and, God forbid, get dropped on your head and neck?
Kevin,
like that's
you know how this works. Forget your safety. Forget track record. Forget all the miles on the body. FWE, pal. Tony Khan listens to me, pal. I get AEW TV time, pal. How good?
Yeah, that's all that matters, right? It's the TV time. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what to make of this. With I said this when Paige, I think it was just a rumor that Paige was going to show up. I tweeted this out okay, Paige is going to come in. She's going to cause a stir for 3 weeks, and then she's going to be off TV. And come 4 or 5 weeks, she'll be off TV for a couple months. Nobody will care. She'll wrestle the occasional match on AEW Dark, and then what? She'll be. She'll win the AEW Women's Championship in a year by the time, but she'll be on Dark for so long that nobody will care. They rush her out. She's clearly not ready to wrestle, and she's clearly not ready to cut a promo. She's rusty as hell. She's been doing Twitch streams for the last 2 years. She hasn't done anything wrestling related. She's not ready. Nobody thought, hey, maybe we should get her some practice, because Tony Khan's looking at oh, this is Paige from WWE. Oh my God, she's so good. And then what? She's gonna be just another toy in the toy collection.
I mean, yeah, that's a great point. For me, we talked about this off stream just before, just with Soraya Paige, the person. The fact that she's 30 astounds me. I think I said this to you, but she's done, and more's happened to her and with her in her 30 years on this planet that most people would live in 50 lifetimes, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
All right, we all know there's been a movie made about her family, her upbringing. That was a big thing. There was the videos, pictures with marriage counselor Maddox and Xavier Woods, filmed by Ryan Reeves, allegedly.
Marriage counselor Maddox. Oh my God.
But no, that was infamous. And then obviously there's been the Del Rio stuff. There's all this stuff coming out about the person she's with now, which I'm not really going to describe. If you know, you know, type deal. It's just more of a mess. More stuff you don't really want to touch the 10-foot pole. And you look at Saraya now, cutting these promos on AEW, these rinse, wash, repeat promos. We've seen them that many times. They're not even good anymore. Kevin, when was the last time one of these wrestlers left WWE, went to AEW, and their first promo in that you thought, damn, that's a good first promo? Because generally it's the same template. It's basically, I get to be free now. Tony Khan's giving me an inch, so I'm going to take a mile. I'm going to be myself. I get to be free. I get to be a free spirit in the AEW realm. It's just, I don't like it. It's ran its weather. I don't know how the expression is, but it's ran its duration. It's
ran its course.
Yeah, run its course.
I would say, I'd say Jericho. Out of the actual former WWE stars that AEW has, Jericho did it the best. Because Jericho was kind of funny with it. With Paige and even with Punk and Moxley and guys like that, it comes off as cringe and forced. But MJF does it the best. Whenever MJF brings up WWE, he's so creative and so witty with it. When he made that jolly old Saint Nick line, Like that was just great. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go be in the ring with my hero Triple H, or or we'll go work for my hero, whatever he said." And the only con I need is Saint Nick. So it's creative, it's witty, it's funny, and it makes sense because he's going to be in this bidding war. And MJF could realistically wind up in WWE if Triple H cuts the check, pal.
Yeah. Well, with MJF, it's different. It's all the dynamic. With most of these, especially the ones I'm referring to, it's literally just wrestler was in WWE, wrestler is now in AEW. Right. And in those cases, it's really hard to find anything fresh. You mentioned Jericho. He's a great example. He was really the first. I remember when they were doing those Jericho promos when like AEW Dynamite was just starting. I know you remember this. Like October, November, December 2019. The Jericho promo was the most interesting thing on the show. What Jericho would say about AEW or WWE, his like one or two lines about WWE completely broke wrestling Twitter. It broke the internet. I was like, oh my God. Jericho said it was a, bad creative, or Jericho made fun of the list of Jericho and had the lexicon. Like, all that stuff was cool. But ever since, it's been, 3 years now, Kevin? 3 years of just, it's Saraya. But last week it was insert wrestler here. And before that it was Claudio. And then it was, Keith Lee. And it was Swerve. And before that it was Tony Storm. And Andrade was in there. And Malachi. And it's just this never-ending just list. And most of the promos are bang on the same. And so Paige's version, Saraya's version, it just came off as probably as bad as any of them, I felt like. It was uncomfortable. It was hard to watch. You're watching it going, WWE gave you as near enough as much as they could. And what did you do? Obviously there was the injury, but the main visual I associate with Paige, Kevin, this is just me, is, how do I word this? Liquid on the NXT Women's Championship. And and this is the company who gave her a career, and
oh my God.
I don't know. Kevin, over to you. Say something.
So initially one of the questions that you posed when you first started giving your point of view was, can you think of anyone that came into AEW that cut the promo pretty well? And I said Jericho. Just to go back to that for a moment. At that time when Jericho was doing these edgy promos and Cody was doing these good segments, and even Kenny Omega was involved in these good entertaining segments. Yeah. AEW was a true alternative to the wrestling fan that hadn't been serviced enough. The wrestling fans that wanted adult-orientated entertainment. Mm-hmm. So you can see these cool segments where Kenny Omega's jumping Jon Moxley and they're fighting in the back in the locker room, putting each other through glass, they're doing all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
I remember those segments vividly. And now we're at a point where AEW is a complete shell of what it was in the beginning. Now AEW is an indie show with a budget. It's a new surprise every week. It's some random person that was somewhat famous in WWE for a cup of coffee. Oh, we're going to bring them into AEW. And, oh my God, Buddy Matthews is a game changer, bro. Buddy Matthews' biggest claim to fame is a match he had with Roman Reigns on an episode of SmackDown. And these people are like, oh my God, this guy is changing the game, bro. Changing the game.
If I had $1 for every time I'd seen a tweet about Buddy Matthews and his potential and how he wasn't used properly and how he's going to be a big star for AEW if he's booked right. If I had $1 for every one of those I've seen, Kevin, I'd be able to fly from where I am right now to where you are just free of charge because of how much I've made from all those tweets.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's nuts. And that was just one example, and you nailed it with your synopsis of what AEW has really turned into. Because at the time 3 years ago, because Kevin, the fact is, Dynamite literally began near enough 3 years ago to the day, a few days off 3 years ago, which is nuts. I remember watching that first episode, seeing Cody come out, seeing Sam Guevara come out, pal, watching the first match, seeing the whole show, and thinking, this does feel like it's different. Yeah, it did. And Jericho and the promos he cut and everything you mentioned, it felt different. It did. And WWE was just the same old, same old. Vince McMahon was running the show. It's the same faces. Yeah, the shows are just not good. They just weren't. The shows are uninspiring. AEW's here, as you say. Moxley's getting DDT through a glass table or doing the DDTing. You got these big brawl segments in the concourse with these big stables, and there's some fresh talent we haven't really seen. You got Jericho involved, and the Elite's here, and they're doing some interesting stuff, and the matches are more fast-paced and energetic, and all this stuff. You thought, oh my God. But it's just, now WWE's doing basically the same thing, but with a better budget, better presentation, better professionalism. The people who run it aren't taking shots at people on Twitter with 9 followers. It's more all-round professional. The fan base on Twitter doesn't hate the person running WWE now, Kevin. So it's like, what about AEW is WWE not giving you in that sense? You know?
Exactly. Pal, can you entertain the masses? I need to make a phone call. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it, pal. I'll throw it to the chat real quick. So I'll read through a few things. Just feel free, send through whatever outrageous chat messages you want. I guess we're talking about AEW, but it's a stream chat, so make it a free-for-all. Yes, Destroyer. Sammy Guevara can do backflips. Dear, oh dear. Destructor, I don't think I'm a lizard person. Allegedly. Yeah, Brian, the whole White Rabbit thing, I don't know. Like, I've seen a bunch of videos about that. About, oh my God, Bray Wyatt's going to return. And it's like, is he? Do you think Bray Wyatt's coming back? Do you? Like, I don't know. Destructo, every game changer has one thing in common. They make you change the channel. That's great. Also, Chad, do you remember when Keith Lee came in February? And all the commotion about Keith Lee was, oh my God, WWE totally dropped the ball. WWE made a mess of this. Here's Keith Lee. He's going to change the company and the wrestling landscape. And he's been a tag champion since, I guess. But has he changed any game? Like, I can't say he has. You know? Like Keith Lee was the Bearcat pal. I guess now he's just there. You know, he's just a tag team guy. So, yeah. Vince's biggest moment is being down bad for some women. Yep. Facts. And yeah, Destroy, you're bang on correct. Keith Lee, I remember when you all remember this, you were all watching. Keith Lee came in, 13, 14 months ago to the main roster. He beat Randy Orton on Raw. He was featured really well for the first month. It seemed really good. And then he just became the Bearcat, and then he got told to lose weight, and then he got sent to the Performance Center, and then he kind of got COVID, or he didn't get COVID, then he had a match with McIntyre, and then he was off TV for 6 months, and he was injured, but he's not injured, and then he's kind of back, and then he's left, and then he's in AEW. So, yeah. Destructor, Keith Lee needs to lay off the fried chicken. I mean, I don't know what's in his diet. I'm sure that is. But yeah, I don't even know. Destroy BHB, he literally squashed a top 25 wrestler ever in his pay-per-view debut. This is within the 6 minutes. Yeah, I know. That was nuts as well. Like Randy Orton, this was in 2021, wasn't it? No, so 2020 debut. Sorry, forgive me. 2020 this was. Randy Orton was in his apex in 2020. And Orton got squashed by Keith Lee. And now he's a game changer. Yeah, 2020. I don't know. Keith Lee's one example, but just generally, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just, he's one example. Now it's Saraya. And Saraya's cutting great banger promos on the evil, detestable, horrible WWE, I guess. Because
Oh, I am back, pal. Oh, I think JT is going into lizard form. We're gonna have a lizard JT on the stream, bro.
That's great, pal. Nah, pal, I've been stalling the chat talking about Keith Lee, the game changer, for about.
What happened to the
minutes,
elitist, bro? What happened to the elitist? Who is JTE, bro?
JT got abducted by aliens. I gave Saraya a push, and my NXT Women's Championship got liquid on it.
Oh my god. All right. What were we talking about, pal? I forgot.
Do you have anything else to say about Saraya / Paige being the game changer? Or
No.
do you want to just move on to
No.
generally how AEW is just not the same? And when
I want to get into my point on the state of AEW and the
just
state
go for
of
it, pal.
WWE.
Send it. It's midnight, pal. Send it.
All right, so AEW was created out of this thirst to stick it to the man, pal, to stick it to Vincent Kennedy McMahon, stick it to the billionaire, the $billion corporation. There was this real need for an alternative. People were sick of seeing Sheamus versus Randy Orton versus Big Show, John Cena versus Baron freaking Corbin. People were sick of this. So then Tony Khan, Jim Ross, Chris Jericho, the Young Bucks, Cody, and Kenny Omega came along and said, all you people that hate Vince McMahon, we got something for you. Now, what is the common denominator in everything I just said? Vince McMahon. AEW was birthed out of a people wanting to get away from Vince McMahon. Now there is no more Vince McMahon in the picture. So now all the people that WWE was treating wrong, quote unquote, Keith Lee, Buddy Matthews, Malachi
They deserve
Black,
better.
Yeah, all these people. Tony Storm, you name it. Now everybody wants to see those people. Adam Cole, all those people want to see all those people go back to WWE because Triple H is in charge. The Elite, Kenny Omega, at one point they were selling out T-shirts in local malls across every city in the United States. Their popularity has cooled down. Cody Rhodes is gone. Now what is AEW? Think about it. There's no more Vince McMahon. Everybody loves Triple H. Everybody on the internet loves Triple H. Casual wrestling fans love Triple H. Triple H is generally a well-received guy. So where does AEW go from here without that need to have an alternative?
Very good point. Very well put as well. I mean, you think about that with Triple H, and who would you respect more, the wrestling mark with money or Triple freaking H? And so it starts from the top. It comes down, and you worded that real. I don't know how to follow that up. That's a very well phrased question. What does AEW do differently, or is AEW nowadays just another kind of WWE light, and it's not as good? Is it? Is that what it is? I don't know how to describe it, Kevin, because
it's not a WWE light. It's not.
Well, light. I mean, the presentation isn't as good. It's less professional. They're trying to do more hardcore gimmicky stuff and just blade a bit and take shots. It's
Ring of Honor with a budget, bro.
That's well put. Yeah, and I don't know. WWE is the cool place to be now with Triple H, and it's not so much a tribal thing of, oh my god, I've gone for WWE this whole time in the war. The war. It's war. With Vince not there, it's like, okay, well, everyone's talking about Triple H as WWE. A bunch of the wrestlers either want to go back or, I mean, it's not being reported on because these people won't report this, but a bunch of the AEW wrestlers, no doubt in my mind personally, would love to see how they go in Triple H's WWE. They're seeing a bunch of their friends get good pushes, good TV time with good booking on Raw and SmackDown. And they're probably seeing AEW on Dark Elevation going, what am I doing? I came here a year ago as a game changer, as someone who was going to change AEW for the better and stick it to Vince. And now I'm being used once on Dark Elevation. I'm being used on Dynamite 3 weeks later. There's no consistency. I'm doing a backstage segment with Tony Schiavone. Then I'm off TV for a week. And then it's like, Kevin, what is this, pal?
Yeah. That's where we are with AEW. I think Art said it probably better than I did. AEW is like TNA with a better budget, slightly better management. You know, the management's not great in AEW, obviously, but it's not a shit show like TNA, at least. You know, AEW could possibly get there if Tony Khan doesn't actually get somebody in charge that knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why is Jim Ross not in charge of running things backstage? Can someone explain that to me? Like, why is Jim Ross sitting at a commentary desk where he doesn't want to be? Clearly hasn't want to be there. He's been calling AEW the WWE Championship. He's been saying, like, didn't he mention John Cena one time on a broadcast or something?
There's a video on YouTube of that, just Jim Ross AEW commentary botches, and there's like a whole couple minutes of just that.
He doesn't want to be there at all. So put him in the backstage. Let him but then the problem would be if you had Jim Ross telling the Young Bucks what to do, they're gonna be like, no, you don't know nothing. You don't know anything, Jim Ross. We're better than you.
Yeah, I've worked 20 years in the Cucamonga clique. I wrestled in Japan. I've wrestled in CMJLL. I've put my head through barbed wire and fire. We're not going to take that from you like that. It just be that universally across the promotion, because as I saw this quote, I don't know where it was from, but as we're saying with AEW, you give wrestlers an inch and they take a mile. That's what we've seen, and it becomes a mess when all these wrestlers get that and they're told that that's what they're going to get from AEW. The action figures come to life, start fighting, and want to leave and join Triple H. So,
are you gonna do some ASMR for us? You got your ASMR mic on the camera.
Am I? Triple H runs WWE.
Oh my god. I think Destructor is a fan of your ASMR.
Oh my god,
bro! This is Lizard JTE, bro.
Oh my god.
Brian wants me to post the StreamYard link, bro.
Not yet, pal. Not yet. We have like 2 more things to cover before this turns into a train wreck.
Yeah, before this goes way off the rails.
Before this becomes just a mess like the last one. There's 5 people yelling at once.
JT now trending on OnlyFans. Bro, JT does OnlyFans.
Do you want to make the point? I don't think we'd get cancelled that about Soraya and that big missed opportunity that was there.
Yes.
I don't think that's too, I guess, risque. I think that's fair.
Yeah. No, all right. So I'm going to pose this scenario to the chat, and I want to get all of your feedback, because JT and I talked about this off stream. Now, so Paige, when she had these private photos and videos leak of her and her friends, Brad Maddox and Xavier Woods, essentially that kind of ruined her career. Like, it didn't ruin Xavier Woods and Brad Maddox's career, because they're like, oh yeah, you're the man, like high five, but then Paige becomes a slut, like with the double standards. She gets the slut shaming, and people make fun of her. I think it's ridiculous personally. Like, what's wrong? Like, people want to have sex, they have sex, bro. Like, I don't care who you have sex with. That's great for you. So now we get to this point, like, where Paige, her career goes downhill essentially after that. She peaked in 2014. The sex tape comes out whenever, like a year later or whatever it was. Her career goes downhill. She ends up doing cocaine with Alberto Del Rio, proposing to marry him. Long story short, she could have taken a smarter career choice, in my opinion, at least from a financial standpoint, and she could have signed on with a porn company, or she could have she could have done an OnlyFans. OnlyFans wasn't around, but
OnlyFans at least, or like something like that, like like a cam girl type thing, like something like that. Because Kevin, you can't tell me, we saw this with Toni Storm and her OnlyFans was just went nuts. The wrestling fan base, there are a lot of deprived, lonely men in that fan base. And, I mean, there's footage of Paige out there, which we're referring to from 2014, 2015. But, Kevin, as you're kind of alluding to, you can't tell us or anyone logically that once Paige had that revealed of herself, all those videos, those pictures, the picture of the NXT Women's title with the liquid on it, like the videos which Ryan Reeves filmed, all that stuff came out. At that point, her reputation is just, that's what it is now. Realistically, to me at least, that's how I view Soraya. That's just what I think. So you might as well, because I mean, that's far more safe going into that industry than having random AEW wrestlers who never used a performance center throwing you on your neck and putting you in a wheelchair type thing. Like, you know?
Yeah, God forbid Tay Conti drops her on her head, you know.
Jesus
she could have
Christ.
made millions of dollars working for Pornhub, you know? Like she's not going to be treated like a random person on the streets. Like, she's going to be treated like a big star. She's going to work with who she wants. She's going to do what she wants. She's going to call her own shots. So she would have been royalty in that industry. She could literally, I'm not even joking when I say this. She could have been the most famous porn star in the world. You know, because at that point, like, you have all this terrible things that's happening to you. You know, you're engaged to a man who's twice your age, who abuses you verbally, physically, has you doing cocaine and making all these poor choices. Like, she looked terrible when she was with Alberto Del Rio. She just wanted to die, you know. You could have made a lot more money. Just saying.
But I mean, yeah, she did do Twitch, but not the same thing. It's just sitting there as a Twitch e-girl is not the same as having an OnlyFans, especially in the wrestling space, because Kevin, we all saw Tony Storm's OnlyFans and the success that had, and just let alone getting into that, the adult industry. Like, the missed opportunity was there. It genuinely was, because as I said about 2 minutes ago, can't stress enough how much the wrestling fan base would have just gone off to that, because you go on wrestling Twitter at least, it's not a great environment when it comes to trying to avoid incels. So yeah, there are plenty of that out there. It was a missed opportunity, I think, but it's now she's an AEW pal. You get to listen to promos about how she was mistreated in WWE, and she can have Tay Conti drop her on her neck. So
yeah, and she didn't have to work with any male counterparts.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
She could do solo content, and all these people that are sex deprived that will never have sex with a real woman in the wrestling Twitter space would have gone for it. It is what it is. It would have happened.
Yeah, it's just that, like, that's like what OnlyFans is. Like, you get these lonely, deprived guys who, as young as like 13, 14, guys would like literally sign up to this. Like, you see the wrestling Twitter demographic, like, from that age through until literally like 30s, 40s, into the 50s-year-old men would sign up to this stuff. And it would literally just be Paige, one-on-one content. Paige texted you. Like that's how like OnlyFans sort of thing works. And they feel like, oh my God, I'm so attached to Paige. Oh my God, I'll give her $20 a week to feel attached to her. Like, it just becomes that. And she would have made millions. Kevin?
$20 a month. People would have been like,
I'm just giving a general figure. People would have been just like throwing cash.
Like, they would be like, yeah, here's $5,000. Can you say my name?
Oh,
imagine, like, bro. So it's just, sometimes it's not fair. Being a woman, like, women have such an advantage in that field. Like, you're telling me all I have to do is get on camera and say, hi, James, and you're gonna pay $5,000 for that. Like, that's crazy to me. It's absolutely insane.
A bunch of guys have not enough, I don't want to put this, I guess, too much money and not enough dignity, you know? Like, how does that become your go-to? Oh my God, I need Soraya to send me a personal 20-second message. Take $6,000, please. Like, you know, like Soraya does a video of herself where she's wearing just like, you know, a bikini per se, and says your name and talks to you for like 20 seconds. And that's a couple $1,000s for her for doing literally nothing. It's like, and then that could have well been just what she... The whole thing's a mess. It's a joke. And that was a potential career path as well. But as we say, Kevin, instead she's in AEW with matches on the cards with Chris Statlander where she can risk her own life.
Yeah, like, Chris Statlander, pal. Yeah, I saw somebody tweeting like, oh, it's day 327 of trying to get Chris Statlander to follow me. And I'm just like, bro.
Oh, God,
what is wrong with you people, bro?
God above. that is something I got flamed for as well back when I was actively tweeting, because there are people who are like, oh, day 480 of trying to get John Morrison to follow, or day 500 of trying to get Adam Cole. I'm just like, just give up. Just like stop. Like Adam Cole thinks you're some crazy, obsessed, needy clown who just won't get off him. Just stop. It's not
She-Hulk,
normal.
bro. She-Hulk twerked live on camera for this business, bro.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I just had to read that comment. Go ahead.
Thank you for that, Kevin. Also, when you said you took a phone call before, were you really saying a phone call, or you downing a bottle or something?
No, I had to take a phone call. Yeah.
Because you came back as though you shot like steroids up your ass, and you just all like,
no, I wanted to come back with some energy, pal.
Let's go. I get around it. It's past midnight where you are. You've sat through an entire episode of SmackDown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like that. No, yeah, my female called me, so I had to pick that up. But as much as I love you guys, she comes first. So,
Yeah, no, it's just I don't know. So that's the Page stuff. Yeah, the AEW point you made, I can't say anything, I guess, to the contrary. I think that's a great point about where they're at, because I mean they're world champion now. Just okay, Moxley again.
Something I gotta say this too. You can attest to this more than I can now at this point, since you're a single bachelor. Tell me I'm gonna ask you this question: how difficult is it to meet a woman at a bar, for example, from your perspective?
Not hard, no. Granted, if it's at a bar, is that the type of female you want to meet? It depends what you're looking for, but no.
All right, so let me ask you, without getting too personal.
Yeah.
What is your preferred place to meet a woman? Are you a grocery store guy? Are you the kind of guy that's literally like at the grocery aisle, like, hey, I think I'm gonna have rice tonight. What about you? Or you prefer a nightclub, or like going on
not a
dates?
club. I don't think the quality of what you're getting from a club isn't it. I genuinely don't think that. A
Are
gym,
you a Tinder guy?
I think a gym's good. Tinder's a good one. Well, depends. I mean, the online stuff I think is good. The main thing is if you know how to put a good profile together, you are G. Like if you can present yourself well, good photos, come off interesting, you're all good. Most guys especially suck at it. A mate of mine did an experiment where he made a female Tinder and just went through and just looked at all the guys, and like it's a disaster. You don't care to see a poorly lit gym selfie or just some random picture of you in an elevator that's a selfie. Like it just, what is that? But yeah, to answer that question, yeah, Tinder, online, a gym. I'm not the grocery store type. Personally, not yet, at least.
Not yet.
Nah, but not a club for anything more than about a 2 or 3 minute thing, like.
Oh, so you never had a successful friendship or anything spawned from meeting someone at a club or a bar?
I mean, I haven't been that much, if I'm being honest, because as soon as I became 18, it was COVID, so you didn't really get to go much. But no, mostly you go with your group to a club and just have fun there, see what happens, and just leave. Not really like you try and make friends generally. That's just me, but
right. I'll tell a story. I don't know. I think I can tell this story on here.
Yeah, go for it.
So there was a time recently. This was actually the night when I got COVID.
Oh, no, call it the cough. Cough.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I got the illness.
You got the cough 19. Carry on.
So I went out with a bunch of my friends, and my friends were all single, and I'm like the one that's tied down, as everybody knows.
You're the old man of the group, pal. You're the least cool one.
Right. I just go out to have a good time. Like I literally just go out to dance and have a good time and be with my friends, And
yes.
So we're going out, and this is an example of the kind of girls you'll find in the real world and how easy it could be. I was literally sitting at the bar at a club. I don't know why I can hear an echo. It's distracting. I think it's on your end.
Yeah, sorry.
I was literally sitting at the bar at the club talking to the bartender because like some of my friends know her. So I was like, okay, like I'll just talk to her too, whatever. And these 3 girls came up to me and started making conversation with me. I didn't have to do anything. I'm just sitting there. These three girls making conversation with me. And I'm just like, hey, what's up, ladies? Like, where are you from? Like, whatever. And just talking to them. And it's like it literally is that simple, bro. To talk to a woman. Like it's that simple.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that people get like, people get like so wrapped up and they find it difficult. Like it's not that hard, And then like long story short, my friend ends up buying these three girls drinks and spends $100 on 3 shots for them, and they take the shot and leave and don't talk to them again.
They wanted you, but they
yeah, they just dipped it. I was like, bro, why did you buy them drinks? Like, what is wrong with you, bro? Like, what is wrong with you? You want these? Oh my god! Like, why would you do that? You don't do that. You don't do that.
I mean, that's what I found. Like, it's the common thing. You buy a drink to test your luck, but generally it'll be that. It'll be just they get the drink and just curve you. So just what's the point?
Right.
Like you're better off just you approach, you come off at least fairly confident, you engage with a conversation. Trying to get to talk to like groups in a club is tough. Generally the clubs I go to is just so loud you can't even hear. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, just the drinks thing feels kind of simpy to me. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the scenario. Like for me, hypothetically, if I was vibing with a girl for like 30 minutes and we were dancing for a couple songs and she liked me, I'd buy her a drink. Yeah. Like that's different. But to like make that your lead and you're leading with, okay, let me buy you a drink. Like, let's hang out. Like,
that's not it. That's not it. No.
Yeah. That's not a good lead.
Trash.
Because I mean, like you have to play your role and be the man in the scenario, but you don't want to lead with that. You don't want to play all your cards at one point. Yeah, I mean that's a big thing too, Destroyer. Like that's one thing that's the next thing I was actually going to talk about. This is real life dating with Elite Heat Pal.
So much more fun than talking about wrestling. I just say like this is more interesting. I like this.
Absolutely, yeah. So here's a problem with dating as society, and I talk to a lot of women every day. I'm not saying this as a flex. Like I work at a retail store.
You work with people. That's what you do.
Yes. So I talk to women every day. I have a lot of women friends that I work with. So I have a pretty decent insight to this world. Girls that are like 5s and 6s, like your average mid-tier women,
think they're 10s.
It's not even that they think they're 10s. They want a guy that's a 10 because they've been trained by society that they're above us as males. They're better than us. They're this, they're that. They're a prize. We're all striving to get their attention. And if we don't have money or cars or nice cars, we don't have a nice house or we don't have a nice job or something, some status about us, we're not worthy of talking to them. And this is coming from like a woman that's a 5,
I saw a tweet, literally, I'll read this. This backs your point completely. Most women on the sexual marketplace are 6s seeking 10s while being chased by 4s. The worst part, these 6s, they think they are 10 because the unlimited validation and attention they get from simpy 4s. Carry on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have these dudes that are like, they don't take care of themselves and whatever, and they're going after these girls that they're okay looking women. Like to you and me, I look at this girl and I say, wow, that's a nice average looking woman, very nice girl, like nice to talk to. But then to someone who's like a little bit overweight, maybe doesn't take care of themselves the best, doesn't always have the best hygiene, they look at this woman that we look at as an average person that we can talk to and relate to in just human life. Yeah. They look at this woman as like, oh my God, she's way out of my league. She's a 10, when in reality, she's a 5.5. And then this girl, and then on the other hand, this girl is like, she's like, I'm not intrigued by the average guy that's like you or me, She's like, no, I want that guy that has the Mercedes Benz, or I want this guy that has like an accounting job, makes good money, can take me out. Because that guy, his looks, maybe he's a 6.5 with his looks. The money makes him a 9. He's getting curved by the women that are 9s and 8s that are more in his league because those women, they don't want a guy. They want someone that's going to pay their bills. They don't want a genuine relationship. So now these guys are going for the 6s the fives because they can get a genuine relationship with them.
Yeah.
So the dating game is all fucked up.
It's such a mess. It really is. I feel like we could honestly make more content on this stuff because this is actually like I feel like our engagement has gone better since we just started discussing this. But nonetheless, like I mean, I have much less experience than you do. I'd like to think, I'd hope, because you're like, you know, what, 7 odd years older, something like that.
In the dating life?
Yeah, I mean, but then again, the last few years you haven't really been seeing the horizons, you know. So
right.
Yeah. But like for me at the moment, especially, like you see all this stuff just play out in person. Like you see this stuff with like who people you know are with, their situations, how a woman's treating them, or how they're acting, and how they can either get manipulated because they're being a bit too nice, and how that gets reciprocated. The woman goes, I want something where the guy's more of a dickhead to me. I want something more toxic, because like it's a dumb trait, but it's just what it is. Like
it's trendy.
You want drama if you're the woman. You want something, a guy who'll keep you on your toes, something fresh. If there's a guy who every day is going to be loving and really caring, and you know, oh my god, thank you, you're so wonderful. Oh my god, you're so special. That's boring, you know. Like you want drama, tension, like something toxic, like, and that's what it's become as well. It's dumb, but it's just how the game's being played now. You know?
Yeah, it's more fun to talk about. It's more fun to post on social media when you're having constant drama. It's something to keep your friends entertained. You know, it's really that, like that aspect of it, I think, is what attracts people to a toxic man or a toxic woman. I mean, I like it myself. I'm not gonna lie, I like a little toxicity. I'll be honest. I find I find them more toxicness. I find it more fun. It's fun. It's good. I mean, it's taxing, you know. It's very taxing. Like I'm here like half asleep because, you know, my personal life, I go through a lot of toxicness. You know,
you seem like the type who listens to a lot of personal dramas at your work.
Yes.
I can tell. I can read that.
I'm the guy that people love to gossip with. Yes. Yeah. Because I like to partake in it and I have fun with it.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. One thing too, probably honestly, the best place from my vantage point and my observation, the best place to meet a woman is at the workplace. Because here's the thing where men and women are different. I know I can tell by your face you're going to disagree with what I'm saying.
Yeah, I had a mediocre experience with that.
Hear me out. Before you go on. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Men are generally more outgoing. Women generally stick to what they know. So what I mean by that is typically men are more comfortable going out to different clubs, going to different cities, meeting different people. Whereas women typically they're gonna go. Let's say they go away from home. They're going away from home for college. They're not just going to take a drive to 3 hours from where they live to go to a club and go spend the weekend over there, you know?
Yeah.
Where women, they like to stick in what they're comfortable with. So say hypothetically you work at a restaurant and you're immediately, let's say you're a bartender. This girl is a bartender. You're a waiter. You're immediately cooler than all the guys that are hitting on the bartender because you work with her and she can confide in you. She sees you as like a safety net. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is, it may not be true for all workplaces, probably more like the restaurant vibe or like a gym vibe. You know, it's not maybe not necessarily true for an office vibe.
Yeah. That's what I was going to follow up on, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah, but it can happen. Like my sister met her husband in an office, so it can happen. Like people you're spending most of your life in the workplace, and you're bonding and you're becoming friends, and it just kind of happens. So women are just more comfortable. You know, women, they're not comfortable meeting guys at clubs or at bars. Like a lot of times, genuinely from my experience, from women I know, they go out to these places because they want to have a good time. And they want to have fun. Yeah. They're not looking to meet people because men get drunk, and I hate to say it, but it's not always safe to meet a man in a random place. You know,
Yeah.
there's more of a comfort at the workplace.
Yeah. No, I say that. I think with the workplace, it is just about what the actual place is. I think the ones you mentioned are good. Offices are just not it. That's my experience, at least. Because especially in a more corporate, like a professional type one, it's like you get feelings involved, and it becomes a mess. It does, because then it's just
It can happen.
it's hard. It's not great.
It can happen. I met my woman at the workplace, so it can happen.
Good effort. So, chat, don't be discouraged.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I think that's why as well, because I brought up gyms as an example before, and most girls go to a gym not thinking, oh my God, I want to meet my husband here or meet my boyfriend. You just go, I want to go, train glutes, train hamstrings, be here for about an hour, do some, use the booty builder machine, then leave. I need to have these guys trying to come up to me and make conversation. I just don't really want to do that. It's not really a them thing. I'm not in the mood, That's all the time what it is. It's not so much just, oh my God, this guy sucks. Like, if you present yourself well, it's not going to be, oh my God, this guy's a clown, leave me alone. It's more so just, he's nice. That's the worst one. Oh, he's nice. Oh, he seems cool. He seems great. It's just, I'm not feeling it. I'll go home some other time, maybe,
Here's the thing with the gym, though. Here's the thing at the gym. The chances are, if you actually show a little gall and talk to that girl, you're going to stand out. Because there's a lot of guys that are in that gym that are like, wow, this girl's hot. But they're not going to say anything.
Oh, the amount of ones I've seen in gyms, people just, guys will sit there on the bench press. They're like,
yeah.
I'm just like, what is this? Can you let her use the dumbbells out being like,
yeah, instead of gawking over her like she's an object.
Yeah. You just go over and be like, how many sets of that you got left? It's like, oh, I got 2 or 3. Oh, that's cool. How long you been here? What's happening?
It's insane. Yeah, it's insane. Just go up and talk to her, and she'll be more impressed that you actually talked to her. She'll be impressed with you. Yeah. Just don't be scared. Don't be scared.
You're gone. You finish.
Yeah. What's the word she's gonna say? Sorry, I'm not interested.
Yeah. It's great. Okay. And the thing with gyms as well, I found this a couple months back. Gyms are easy. You just walk up and just how's it going? Or not how's it going, but you'd be like, how many sets you got left? Or leg day? Or don't know about that. Fun. The hamstring extension makes me want to die. Just think of something. Be a bit different.
Classics.
Just woman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's think of it this way. This is how I do it. If you're them, how would you, I guess, want or be comfortable with someone approaching you? Would someone, if you're put yourself in their position, is how I like to do it. I'm naturally a more empathetic type person. So you just think of it from their standpoint. How would it be if if you're them, you're some chick at the gym, you're trying you're mid-set, and then some guy comes over, stands awkwardly over you and says something just personal or intense. You're just gonna can you leave me alone? Please go away. You're in my personal space. Please leave.
Here's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Picture this. Picture you're at a gym. Say you're at a primarily gay gym, right? And a gay man wants to come up to you, and you're a straight man. Say this only works if you're a straight man. A gay man is going to come up to you. And how would you want that gay man to approach you? Would you want that man to be very pushy and be like, oh, you're hot. I need your phone number, Or would you want them to just have a normal conversation with you like you're a human being? Just, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Just you want the vibe to be, oh, that guy's confident. He's cool, I want to see where that goes.
And I know what I said sounded weird, but that's the only way that we as men, straight men, can relate to what women go through. You know, if you've never been hit on by a gay guy before, you wouldn't understand what I'm saying. But that's really the only time that we can relate. Because you're I don't like you. I don't like you. I'm not attracted to you.
I'm not into this. I don't want to be hit on. Energy, please can you not? Respectfully, can you not?
Yes.
You know,
exactly.
That's the kind of thing, right? And I don't know, because I feel like a lot of it becomes very like overthought as well. Approach anxiety is a big one.
Yes.
Main reason for that being prawn. I'll word it that way. You know,
Porn, you said?
I say prawn. Just so
Oh,
I'm not.
prawn. I thought. Okay, I was like,
Yeah,
what?
no, yeah. No, but like that makes it so like you think, like, especially in a gym as well, you're thinking, oh my god, oh so hot. Ugh. I could never approach. Like I'm used to watching. Like I'm too afraid to approach. Like get that crap out of your life. Just get to the point where it's like, you know, she seems cool, or I'll talk to her. She's attractive. I'll go over just using the lat pull down. How many is that you got left? And then it becomes like, oh, two. What are you doing? It's like, oh, back as well. My lat's killing me. How are you going? Like, and it just flows. And
It's so easy.
it can be a vibe. It's like once you're talking to someone. You know, it's not like you're talking to some just like perfect. You're not talking to some robot who requires perfect answers. It's a human interaction.
Yeah,
And it gets so lost because you become a spectator of, oh my god,
and you can't look at them for their looks. You got to look at them like this is a human being that has thoughts and has opinions and has friends and a social circle. And if you look at them like look at them as like one of your boys. The way like most guys are good at flirting with their boys, but they're not good at flirting with women. You know, it's true.
So accurate. That's true. So accurate.
Like you don't want to just go up to a woman and be like, "Hey, you're beautiful." Like that can work depending on the scenario and how well you like. If you know a girl a little bit, and you already made that connection, then you can say that. But if you just walk up and you tell a girl, "Hey, you're no disrespect, but you're beautiful," like that might work if you look like freaking Chris Evans. You know, if you look like Chris Evans, you can go around to the gym and call every single girl in the world beautiful, and they're gonna reciprocate you.
Yeah.
But for those of us that aren't blessed like that, you know, you have to go up and just make a conversation.
Yeah.
Like and you could. I mean, there's so many ways you could go to a freaking McDonald's and talk to the cashier.
Yeah.
You know,
and this is the other thing as well, because like personally, I've experienced, I guess, overcoming this in the last few years, and now I'm fairly comfortable with this stuff. And like, it just talk to anyone. Like when you walk into the gym, just say, hey, how's it going? Because the person at the front desk of the gym, it's kind of their job to say, hey, or nod at you. And you're like, oh, hey, how's it going? You can have a little chat for like 10 seconds. How was your day? When's the shift go until? Have fun, see you around, that sort of thing. And then you say hi to the next person, or there's some personal trainer waiting for their client there, and you're like, oh, how are you? Like, it's just chat.
I hate that interaction at the gym. Can I speak about this for a second?
Yeah.
At the front desk, I hate that interaction, bro. like why do I have to go in and scan a barcode and say hello to somebody? Well, why can't I just walk into the gym and just go to where I want to be?
Oh my god! And I assume you've been to gyms where like the scanner won't work. You'll be standing there with your little pass. You scan it and it just starts beeping. It's like, and you're just standing there, just like, now I look like a clown. I look like I don't have a membership here. I look like I don't belong. Everyone's looking at me like.
Yes, I hate it so much. And like I remember one time my barcode wasn't working, and there was a woman. The woman behind the counter was like just standing there, not paying any attention to me. And I was trying to fix it at first. Like I was on my phone at the counter trying to fix it, like trying to see maybe refresh the app, try to get it working, because I didn't want to bother her. She looked like she's probably busy, like doing God knows what, like they got her doing, So I didn't want to bother. So then I was like, finally, I was like, hey, can you help me? And she was like, oh, I didn't know you were standing there. Like, why did you ask me for help? I'm like, well, I was trying not to bother you because like I know how this is. Like, I know you don't want to talk to me just as much as I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. Yeah, it's just so weird, bro. Like working at, I can only imagine. But I've heard some stories at my local gym, the one that I go to. I've heard some interesting interactions, bro, that go down. But that's another topic for another day.
Oh yeah, and if you want to see just us like this almost, like this is so much more fun than trying to make wrestling interesting. Because I can't, Kevin. I don't have the will in me anymore to try and make bland 3-hour shows seem like they're good, or like make content that's like a school assignment like work, or it's like 8 hours of putting together a script which is edited and the video is really good. I can't be asked.
Exactly. What did I wait, hold on. What did I make awkward? Are you talking about me? Why not? What did I make awkward? I'd love to know.
Kevin, you made that awkward.
Like we're as millennials and Zoomers. I feel like you finished your point. I just want to say this: as millennials and Zoomers, we don't like talking to people. We don't like that. That's why you go on Uber Eats and you can order your food. We're not like our parents and our grandparents that like to call and order a pizza over the phone and talk to the person that delivers the pizza. Just leave it at my door. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to call the restaurant. I want to just order off my Apple Pay and have the food delivered to me. You know, I don't want to go in the gym and I don't want to say hello to a dude or a man or a woman or whoever's behind the counter and be like, hey, I'm ready to have a good workout. Oh, thank you. Like,
it's 100%. Also, on a quick side rant, I hope no one in the chat does this, but if in online dating or Tinder, particularly, that's the main one, but any online dating app you use, if you match with someone and you send hey or what's up or how's it going, can you just not? Like I've had a few people send that to me, like a few girls I matched with. I'm just like, yeah, and what? Hey, what am I now I've got to do all the work. Can you not like, I've got like 6 pictures in my profile, a good bio, some stuff. Say anything. Try. Like I find it so fun. Kevin, I'm a dickhead. I'll pull the most random stuff out in a message exchange because you want to be fresh, be different, stand out from the crowd. Why should this female want to see you as opposed to the other 700 guys in the DMs or the other 22 matches? Like be the funny one, be the interesting one. Oh, hey. Smiley face.
Hey. I mean, you can be that guy.
If you're a dad, you can. If you're some 6'3", like, oh my god, look at him. If you legit look like a tribal chief, if you look like Roman Reigns, you can get away with that. You can literally just go, hey, smiley face, and she'll do all the work. But literally everyone does. No one looks like that outside of like a tiny percentage. So you just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you got that sauce.
Hey, how are you? Good. Just what?
Good, and you?
Oh god.
Yeah, I remember those days being single.
Yeah,
those are the days. I remember I met a girl at a party, and she was just like, she was so cool, you know. I was vibing with her. It's too bad I broke her heart and ruined her life, but you know.
Oh, you dog! Dog, Kevin! Oh my god!
Like she did all the work. I didn't have to do anything. She slid in my Snapchat DMs. This was like, geez, this was so long ago. This was almost 10 years ago at this point.
Kevin,
she slid in my Snapchat DMs and was like, "Hey, I want to I want you to come over, whatever." And I was like, "Bro, it's that easy. Like it's that easy. You just go out and." Bottom line of the moral of the story: if you go out and you meet people, if you go out with your friends to a get together, and you meet other friends, like literally all it takes is one friend.
Friends of friends.
Yes, friends of friends. One friend makes a connection with a girl, get a bunch of her friends around, get your friends around. Things are gonna happen. You know, you're gonna meet people. Like that's what happened. Like I got around a bunch of friends.
Generally it's mutual. Like if your friend is friends with some girl, generally you'll be fairly similar because generally you're similar to your friends, unless you're just hanging around people who you're totally different thanks you feel you have to and you hate it, unless it's like that. But generally speaking, Kevin, when you're out with your friends, generally the vibe would be pretty good. I imagine you get on well, you have stuff in common, it's a good vibe. They know someone, there's a girl there, she knows someone. All of a sudden, oh my god, we get on really well. Good to meet you.
Exactly. You could frequent a bar and get to know the bartender and get to know the people at the bar. Like you could do that too. There's you can be that guy. Like it's cool. You know, could be a vibe. I don't know. That's not really my vibe personally. I do frequent a couple bars locally. Frequent a few of them.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of sad because not for
God.
me, but one of my friends. Do they have like Hooters or anything like that in Australia? Is there anything similar to that?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
go
so
on.
they got this place. I'm not gonna say the name of this place that's near me, but they got this place that's like a Hooters. And one of my friends like frequents that place all the time. Literally, when I say all the time, I mean all the time. You say like 3 days a week.
Oh God.
Um,
A
and
regular.
I'll go with them. You know, I'll go with them like once a week, every couple of weeks. Like I can't really do those kind of things like at that kind of bar. You know, being engaged like that's not really a great thing for.
Not faithful behavior, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not like it's not. She's not thrilled about that. So it's like every like, so we go in and I genuinely I like the food at the place. I don't care about the women. Like I don't go to bars to gawk at women. You know. Oh, there's a lot of good pizza places in Florida. It's like little New York down here. But I digress. So you walk into this bar, and then he's going up talking to the bartender, talking to the hostess. He's got girls coming over to say hi to him, and yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But it's almost kind of lame. You know, you got all these like, are you unless you're doing something with these women, which he's not. So if you're doing something with these women, then it's all fine and dandy. Like you're a G. You're pulling these fine cocktail waitresses. Good for you. But if you're not doing anything, like why are we drawing this attention to ourselves? Like we come here all the time. Like you know, like
Pointless.
why are you trying to be?
Yeah.
It's pointless. Why are you trying to be friends with these girls? Like it's not gonna get you anywhere.
Status, maybe, but status to who?
Yeah, right. Know? Exactly. And I don't have anything against it. You know. Yeah. I don't have anything against it, but yeah, best pizza place in Florida. Let's see. That's a lot. There's quite a few. There's none that I can tell you that I would be like, yeah, you got to come to Florida to try this pizza place. Like that would be in New York. You got to New York or Chicago. There's a couple good ones. But yeah, you have to go to like Times Square.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't want to put on blast like any local pizza places.
Yeah, no, don't bother. I guess the other way you could phrase it is if you were stuck on a desert island with only one, I guess, place's pizza, which one would you be most comfortable with that being?
Oh, there's so many. You'd never catch me at a Domino's.
Oh,
Papa John's. Like I'm not that kind of guy. Little Caesars. I don't.
Oh, Caesars.
Yeah, always local mom and pop shops. Yeah. There's one by my house that's delicious
as well. They're usually the best businesses. Just like
they know
they care more about what they're making.
Yes, so. And they care about you as a customer. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, there's one chicken place that I call them, and they're like, "Hey, Kevin, what's up?" You know, first name basis.
Kevin's bad chicken, Michael. He's got those drumsticks ready for AEW Dark Elevation.
Oh yeah, pal. Yeah, I gotta get the chicken fingers before I sit back and watch Dynamite, pal.
Live on Dynamite.
Live and in living color, pal. Yeah. So, what else do you want to talk about, pal? We gotta just talk about life for a little bit.
I feel like that was good. That was more. That was
fun.
More enjoyable than trying to make wrestling seem good or interesting. I think our time trying to do that's pretty much done. We can mention wrestling during our stuff for sure. Chat, if you want to see more stuff like our last 30 minutes here, go for it. More so talking about general life, I guess, relationships or dating or whatever, clubs, Kevin's stories, pizza places, the works.
Yeah. And so I'm curious, enlighten me a little bit more on this office situation with this that you said that it was fishy. Like give me a little more context on that.
Generally got on really well. That was the thing. Good energy was good.
Did you get to the serious stage, like the exclusive stage?
Yeah. It was just the fact that I don't really want to go into this much, do I? It was kind of just the timing of it, mainly for her, particularly.
Well, I don't want to know like personal details. I just want to know what about being in the office that made it weird.
Yeah. No, it's because if you actually like really do like someone, and then you're around someone for 7, 8, 9 hours in a day, just I guess doing nothing or like being like making it look like you're not into them at all. I kind of struggle with in a way because it's almost like you just act like you don't know them. We have to be fully professional, which I find kind of hard. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's hard to do. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that as being a
it's like all day and you like actually do like them. It's hard, So
I think the best thing to do, you kind of have to let everybody know. Like, that's really like you can't keep it a secret. Like everybody tries to keep it a secret, and I think that's the worst thing that you can do when you have a workplace romance.
No, it's not even that it's a secret. It's that everyone's kind of in this situation. Everyone was aware something's going on, but people didn't know to what extent. So some people are like, oh my god, it's a full serious thing. Others are like, oh, I don't know what's happening. Like they clearly like each other. Like what's going on there? It's like that sort of thing.
But here's the thing. Everybody needs to, in my opinion, from my perspective, everybody needs to know that it's happening, but nobody needs to know details. Like that's where it gets fishy when like you have everyone in the office knows your business.
Yeah.
That's when it gets fishy. Like if it's just like a perspective where people are like, oh, these two are dating. Yeah, they're just the office couple. Like, cool. Like, good for them.
Yeah.
But if it gets to the point where you've got like, where she's like venting to like an office friend at work about you, or everyone is like, oh my god, did you hear about what happened with them? They got into a fight last night at a bar, and now if you get to that point, then it can be like, that's where things, from my perspective, that's where things get fishy.
That's when it goes bad, and like the situation I was in never got there. Thank God. That is a disaster. That's what you don't want. There was just a timing and place thing, particularly, and the setting of an office and a work environment didn't help. But as you said before, I can see where a workplace setting would be ideal. I think the term is like it's a warm approach. When you're meeting these people, you're in the same work setting. You can just chat about the job. It's a very easy opener. It's you just say anything about what's happening, the job, how you found yourself here, all that type of thing. So I think it's a great way to meet people. But
yeah, it's a good lead into flirting.
Yeah.
And a lot of it too, as fucked up as this sounds, what I'm about to say, a lot of it too for men, you kind of got to fake it till you make it, bro. In a lot of respects, because like let's be real. Ask yourself how many things in common do you have with a woman? Ask yourself that. Chances are not a lot. You don't have a lot of things. You're not gonna have a lot of things in common with the average woman walking around. Like you kind of got to know about things that you may not like, that they like. Like it depends on the kind of woman that you want. Because think about it, if you're a man that's into, let's say you're into sports, cars, and you're into the gym.
Oh, the interests, yeah. No, the interests are totally different. Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Yeah, you're into sports.
If you find someone who like, I know for me, into I guess either any form of fitness or just self-care or working out or the gym, anything like that, whether they can be a mutual thing there, it's like smooth sailing. It's G, because that's a really good like mutual type one you can have. But yeah, like you talk, I mean, how many women are into, I don't know, really into cars and really into, a bunch of other male kind of hobbies, and with the female type of ones as well. Like it's not much of a crossover,
Yeah, like you can find those women.
Yeah,
you can find the women that are into cars.
Definitely can. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find them that are into cars, that are into video games, that are into Star Wars. But the problem is, those women that are into those things, they're not going to be at everyday. They're not going to be at bars. They're not going to be at gyms in most cases, like they're not. Yeah. You kind of have to, like I said, you got to kind of fake it till you make it a little bit.
And in that regard, like meeting those people with that same general interest, I guess the best kind of thing I'd say is trying to do. Meeting those people online is generally your best bet. I know most people hate online anything with meeting people, but like if you can present yourself well in a profile, make it clear that you're into X, Y, and Z. maybe a funny line in there. If you're into this, just go right already. Don't waste your time. Anything, make it clear like you're into this. Oh, I'm into that too. Oh my God, this guy seems kind of cool. He's presented himself well. Let's see where this goes. Like,
Yeah, literally. No, yeah. And like I said, and just to elaborate too, when I say fake it till you make it, you got to start like get on TikTok. Women like TikTok. Get on TikTok. Get to know about what's going on TikTok, or something like that. Get to know a little bit about like makeup or something, or like fashion. Get to know a little bit about fashion or whatever, and talk to them about that. Like it's so easy, bro. You can make connections with a woman just by showing her a TikTok video, and then she'll be like, "Oh my God, you're my TikTok buddy." She'll start showing you TikToks. Like it's so easy. It's not even funny, bro.
Yeah, and then as well with that, then right. So she probably has a bunch of friends, and then she's like, "Oh my God, I met this guy at work who's in. He knows about this trend. He's aware of this fashion thing that's going on. I'm sending him my TikToks." And then another girl be like, "Oh my God, well, she gets on with this guy. I might get on with him too." And then she'll send a request to follow you. And then it becomes this just like spiral, And it all starts with Kevin going, "Okay, I want to understand this side of TikTok or what this trend is, or get on with a coworker who's into TikTok." Like,
yeah, exactly. No, don't. No, I'm not saying be a false version of yourself. That's not what I'm saying. But the reality of the situation is it's going to be extremely difficult to find. I can't go to a baseball game and find it's going to be almost impossible to go to a baseball game and find a single woman that likes baseball the way I do. It's just not realistic, Like I had to expand the things that I liked, I had to, because we're men and our job as men is to get into to get into the woman's life. It's not the other way around. That's just the way society has trained us. It's just the way it is. The men do the pursuing, the men make the connections, Like for me with my woman, I had to get into certain types of music that I didn't like. I just had you have to do things for your partner,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
had a friend who literally just had to get into just binge watching trash television, and that gets you on the same page. It really kind of slides yourself into favor more. But
exactly. And I mean, yeah, if you can find a woman that likes wrestling or that likes whatever you like, baseball, like cars, you can find that. God bless you. But it's not easy, I mean, there's a saying that if you wanna, what's the saying that I've seen on social media? Like, oh, if men want a woman that plays video games, likes to go to car meets, like they should date a guy.
You're looking for a man, yeah. Bang on.
You have to know, you have to get into their lives. You just have to. You have to find a way to like whatever it is, whether it's drama, whatever. You have to do it.
Yeah, and bang on. It's just about being. As you say, it's like staying in your own lane and doing your own thing. And if you're not looking for like dating or partner or whatever, go for all about just do you exactly right. If you're looking to, I guess, branch out, meet people of the opposite gender and whatever. Is it gender anymore? Or is that a dirty word? I don't know. But like, if you're looking to branch out, it's just, it's not so much even faking it. It's coming off to someone in the best regard possible and being smooth with it. Because like you can be like your true self, not change at all. But if you have no real skill with, I guess, communicating and trying to be smooth and understanding what they might want, and you can't convey that well, you're screwed, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, you got to keep your true values. Like,
be you, but just present yourself and be smooth. Be someone would want to be around, almost. At that kind of
exactly.
Voice,
Exactly. Yeah.
That's just my experience. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy that is like impossible to talk to, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, nobody wants to be that guy.
Well, also as well, the other thing, like, it is like a self-analysis thing almost, but like think about it once again, like kind of as we said before, you're the other, like you're the female, or you're the male, whatever gender or person you're into. Think like if they're talking to you, you know, would they, you know, like how you're coming off? Do you just go on and on and on and on and talk for like 3 straight minutes, not letting them get a word in? Is that like your way of it, or are you very kind of not confrontational, but very like kind of like, oh, I want your attention now, like talk to me, and you come off very just, you know, intense? Like how do you come off? You know, do you present yourself well? That sort of thing. That's the kind of stuff I've found for myself. You think about that. If I'm someone else, how will I see Jimmy in this situation, or this guy? Like, how's he going to come off? Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you got to go to them. They're not going to come to you. They're not. Like, they just, you know, online dating is cool. I know some people that met their girlfriends on Tinder, or it's how, I mean, that's super rare though. It's super rare to meet a long-term relationship on a dating app. Is the likelihood of that succeeding.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. And here's another thing too. If you want to meet women, change your career. Work in a career where there's more women. Go be a bartender. You know, you meet lots of women.
Is that where you meet your future wife? Is it? I mean, it's definitely happened.
You could, for sure. Yeah.
It depends what you're looking for. It really does. But like, I don't know. If I'm just like, oh, you know, I need to meet someone who wants to, you know, I guess be my partner in crime, and oh my God, this is gonna be the mother of my kids. I'm gonna rush to a bar where some, you know, upset lady who's just drinking her sorrows away is just sitting there. You know,
no, I mean, no, like you can talk to the other waitresses. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, the waitresses and the other bartenders. Yeah. No, I mean, you could meet like some fun with like random customers, but
well, you got the status in that situation. You're the bartender, so it's like,
you're the cool one. Yeah. No, you meet the female bartenders, the waitresses, like and that's an impossible feat. Trying to hit on a bartender, that's like good luck. If you're as a patron, if you're a man going to a bar to try to hit on a bartender, good luck. You
got no status or cachet in that situation, unless you're like the man at the club. Like you walk in and like it's like, oh my God, that guy.
Oh yeah, Bill's like, doing it, bro.
That's If you try and exactly right, you know, like oh God Almighty, because the amount that bartender would be hit on, like they'd see, God, I don't know how long the shift is or how many people go there, but tons per shift would do that. So like, what makes you stand out? So it's a bad situation to try. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, and I mean, this as fucked up as this is gonna sound too. If you go to a place like Hooters, if you
Hooters, John, sorry,
if you look for the ones that don't get attention and the ones that are not as attractive, chances are you're gonna pull one of those. But then she's gonna be like, oh, this is the only kind of guy I can get, you know. And then you're gonna be like, oh, I wish I had one of the hotter ones. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those.
So hard because
catch-22s.
Because of social media and because of the modern stuff, trying to balance female expectation versus male expectation and trying to like meet in the middle is so difficult. Because as we discussed like 40 minutes ago, a bunch of women think they're like incredible when objectively they're not, and then a bunch of men think they're, you know, nothing, or like, oh my God, she's incredible, and it's like, she's really not. Like there's nothing really about this female individual who's just that much better than you, you know. Like if you're on your grind, as they say, like you'll be at least half decent, I'd hope, you know. Like,
yeah, aside from her looks, and that's all subjective anyway. You know,
literally,
what's hot to you might not be hot to somebody else. You know, so I don't know. I mean, it depends on the people that you surround yourself with. Like, I have a couple friends that are like photographers for models, so they kind of keep me level-headed with women.
How did you meet them? Was that like a thing from school, college? Was that just like a
No, I worked with
area?
them. I worked with them. Like there was a guy I work with. I gotta be careful because he's kind of known, so I'm gonna be careful with what I say. So I was working with this guy, and I was like I got to know him, cool guy, whatever. I'll tell you, he does not fit the build. Whatever you picture in your head when you think of what a male photographer it will be, someone that takes pictures of like smoking hot models professionally, he does not fit that physical mold.
Okay.
At all. So I'm talking to this guy and he's like, "Oh, I'm a photographer." And I was like thinking, "Oh, he's like, like everybody else you meet, like everybody's got a side hustle, a passion." I'm like, oh, "Okay, he's like an up and coming wannabe photographer, whatever. Maybe he does like some wedding parties or something." And he's like, "No, this is what I do." And he showed me his Instagram. I was like, "Oh my God, what?" Like, yo, like that's crazy. So, and then, but he's just like, these girls, like they're tens and they're tens to like everybody else, but to me, they're just another person. I just talk to them.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That's good. That's a good bit of content, pal.
Oh yeah, pal. Yeah, hey, bro. You meet some interesting people in Florida.
Yeah.
All right, I think we went long enough. We're at an hour and a half.
Pal, we've streamed into the next month.
Literally,
what I was saying.
Into the next month. Should we open up? You want to open up the floodgates?
Yeah, go for it. Just put the link in the chat, pal. If anyone's left over.
All right, here we go. The link is in the chat. I put it in the chat, bro.
Anyone wants to jump on? Yeah, any wholesome content we're down for. I don't know how much longer we'll go. Maybe 15, 20 minutes. How long can Kevin go? Really? He's a stamina machine.
I could go a long time. So
yeah,
I could definitely go a long time, sir. I'm here. I got all night.
Oh, party's down. Going down.
Yeah, I'm in town. Party's going down.
Hey.
Oh, man.
Yo. A-Town. What's up, homies?
Destructor sounds like what were you doing, bro? While you're watching the stream, were you sniffing a little nose candy, bro?
No.
Pal, Destructor is straight edge.
Yeah, that is correct.
This is Destructor. Welcome into the stream.
Yo.
Yes, the Canadian asshole.
Oh, he is from Canada, guys. Wow.
Who hates his own province with a passion?
Tell us more about Canada.
But try to be brief. Don't go on for 15 minutes about it, please. Just be
a Frenchman wins the country. He's retard. He's also a retard. Toronto sucks. All the hockey teams are mid. And it's very pretty in terms of like the environment. I'll give it that.
All the hockey teams are mid. I like it.
Wow.
It is accurate, to be fair.
They're all mid there, John.
Or they're trash.
Destructor, what's going on with you, pal? How's life?
Been all right. I mean, it's been pretty boring. Not gonna lie, but this is what happens when you live in Montreal. It's always boring. Like fuck.
Are you still trying to get in shape? I know that was one thing last time we spoke. You said you're trying to get in shape.
I'm still on that. I'm still working on that. It's a work
Are you
in
like
progress.
a fast food guy, bro? You eating a lot of Taco Bell?
No, I don't.
So what's your weakness? Is it sweets?
A little, but I've been restricting myself on that. I don't eat much sweets these days.
So what is it? What's your weakness, bro?
I just laziness. I don't fucking know. I just started more recently. Like, to be fair, I haven't been trying for super long. To be fair, most of my life it's just been sitting around and shit. So I was like, all right, I'll finally start actually taking this seriously, and it's gonna take a while.
Good on you. I get it. I respect that highly. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, my diet. I mean, I still eat some carb stuff, but it's not. It's mostly just like meat and stuff. Really, like I love meat, like hamburger meat, pork chops, steak, whatever I can get my hands on. Chicken, like that's what I love.
Yeah.
Like the meat is fantastic.
So no, you aren't becoming a vegan or a vegetarian anytime soon?
Never.
I'll say this.
Jay rants, Daniel Bryan rant. Enough said.
Oh jeez.
Oh, God.
I'll say this about red meat and like pork chops and stuff because I eat a lot of that, a lot of pork chops.
Kevin eats a lot of pork. You heard it here first.
Pork stays on you, bro. I had to cut it out. I was like, I mean, I'm Puerto Rican, so it's like you wake up. I used to eat pork for breakfast, bro. Pork and rice and beans and stuff for breakfast.
Holy shit!
So yeah, it's different. It's different when you're from that island, but like so I used to eat a lot of that stuff. I had to cut it out because pork will literally stay in your stomach for like, and it just causes fat to build up on you. It's one of the easiest ways to build fat.
Oh, it definitely is if you like eat the fat parts, but like at least
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you eat the lean pork, you eat the whatever, any pork, bacon. It doesn't matter what it is. Any kind of pork is like one of the worst things you could put in your body.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. Like I don't try to like go out of my way just to eat like pork chops 24/7. Even if I do have pork chops, I usually like to cook it sort of like well done and just take off the fat and shit and like. Make sure none of the grease is on it. Like I know it sounds very boring, but hey, it's the healthiest way, and I do enjoy eating it.
Hey, no, I'm not. I don't judge. I'm not saying this to judge you. I'm just telling you my experience with pork.
Yeah,
it's so good though. Oh my god, I love pork. Any kind of pork.
Oh yeah,
shredded pork, pork chops,
bacon,
yeah, any. Ham, I don't care. I love the pig. Like the
Oh, that's some good shit. I think it's because like how your culture, like how they deal with like pork compared to like my culture and stuff, like how I do it is like very different. So that's probably why, if I had to guess, which is not a bad thing. I mean, that's how it is with people. Like we just like eating things differently and cooking it.
Yeah, there's no good way to cook pork though. There's no good way to eat it. Like you can eat it. It doesn't matter. It's not. It's just the way that kind of type of food is. And the same thing with steak too. Steak is like steak. I don't know. Steak. I don't like the way steak makes me feel. Every time I have a steak, I feel like it's just weighing on me.
I feel you, but I think it just depends how you cook it. Like. I probably am like the minority of this, but I like my steak well done. Or if it's like mid well, but preferably well done. Like I'm probably alone in that, but like that's just how it is. Like a good tip to cook steak well done is if you're cooking it on a pan, make sure to have like a lid on top of the pan so to keep the flavor in. It will actually be good. Trust me, it works well.
Oh yeah. You could cook it with some butter. It's pretty basic. Yeah. Just put some butter in the pan, cover the pan up, let it saute. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, just a little salt, pepper. Just make it simple. Like you just cook it slow. Take your time. In about like under an hour, it'll be fantastic. That's how I usually do it.
JT, you care to interject, sir?
I have nothing on this. I was going to ask Destructor how often he works out. If you want to give us an update, just to see where you're at with that. If not, all good.
For me, usually it just kind of depends. Normally, it's 4 or 5 days a week. Like I don't try to go super crazy, but I usually just make sure to do 4 or 5 days a week.
Perfect. That's good. That's good.
With going out, with going like taking a walk like every day, no matter what, unless it's raining, sadly.
Yeah. No.
Are you a gym guy or do you work out at home or what?
I prefer home. Not a gym person. I don't usually like to be around people because I tend to have the tendency to like, especially if you get me on my bad side, I'm kind of like a loose cannon. I try to avoid people as much as possible because I can't stand people, especially where I live in Quebec. Dear God, French Canadians are some of the biggest assholes in the world. I can't believe I was born in Montreal, but yet I am nothing like my combination of like retards.
Oh, pal, it's Brian Pillman.
I'm not that loose cannon because I'd be dead.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I'm just
Damn.
saying it's the truth. I mean, great wrestler and all, but
yeah.
his life was not the best.
Pal, if you keep going to the gym for about, a few months more, you'll be more jacked than half of the wrestlers today. So,
Yeah,
get around it.
yeah. I don't know how long I'll be until I'm actually like in shape because I don't know. For me personally, I'm not like interested in being like bulking up, looking like a wrestler. Like I don't think it's people do that.
Good.
I'm just. Yeah. I just want to be like fit, like not be like be fat anymore. Basically, like that's really my main goal. So,
bro, if we had $1 for every time somebody new joined the stream and commented, I didn't even know the AEW WWE War started or what war. AEW
We'd have
was never in a war to begin
I've counted them. We'd have $20.
Get over it, bro. The media created this war. Be mad at the media.
Yeah, the crappy media that gets no respect and it is all down bad.
It's not even media. It's just not. It's like, can you call wrestling journalism / media? It's like, what is it? It's not objective. It's not journalism.
Cringe.
It's not true journalism from a standpoint. I can speak to this from a standpoint of like how do I phrase this? With real sports organizations, you have to have journalists in play by law, by the players. What's the word I'm looking for? By the bargaining agreement, there has to be a media for checks and balances. Wrestling does not have a union, a collective bargaining organization. There's nothing like that. There's no mandated credentialed media members that have to be on the grounds at every wrestling event. It's like it's subjective. WWE can say, okay, we're going to give this guy a credential. We're not going to give this guy a credential because he doesn't say good things about Triple H or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're at a baseball game, whether somebody likes a player on the other team or doesn't like them, you're going to have all perspectives there by law under the union. So it's really it's shady.
Well, do these other shows have real like I'll look at The Walking Dead or any show, Breaking Bad. Just picture a show. Is the journalism is not the same. Wrestling is just a one of a kind when it comes to how it's covered, how these marks or however you want to describe them report on stuff. How they're I've got insider news, but I really don't. It's wrong. So it's like, well, what are you doing then? If you're reporting a storyline that's going to happen, or this wrestler's going to return, and they just don't return, it's like, well, what's the value of what you just said? That you've given us nothing there. That's not journalism. That's useless.
It's just reporting like gossip really, and this is why I have a huge disdain for like these quote unquote journalists, because that's an insult to a journalist, because a real journalist gets the actual facts correct and not try to spread rumors. Like if you're like a journalist like trying to report like I don't know like you're trying to interview like like sports like trying to find the sports stuff or like a politician or something, you got to get the accurate, you have to be down in the field, you got to go do your job and like report what's actually happening and not just report like the Seth Rollins is he's going to beat up Matt Riddle in a shoot MMA fight or something stupid like that, like that like it's not gonna happen. That's not really
wrestling's a carny show circus, which is scripted. So like trying to get reports from journalists on this stuff, it's a gray area that most of the time just falls flat on its ass. That's my opinion. How much do you read articles or see stories from wrestling media and you go, oh damn, like that seems like something legitimate, interesting, relevant. It's either irrelevant or it's false, then it's going to be false, or it's just pure cap. So what's the point? It's not journalism. It's not. I'm sorry.
I mean, Art Carter put it accurately. It's like a TMC, but minus the entertainment. Or, really, when you look at it, like all these journalists, it's just all nonsense. I mean, hell, they can make careers out of spreading fake news garbage that is like so laughable. It's like, wait, this is journalism? I mean, really? Like, I can literally make a report like saying like, Seth Rollins cheated on Becky Lynch for Gigi Dolan or something. And, if I can phrase it in a way that sounds like legitimate, it's like, oh my God, could it be this true or something? How stupid that shit is. I mean,
it's literally like the guy that the journalist the journalist that reported that A$AP Rocky cheated on Rihanna. It's like some dude just made it up and was just like, hey, I heard A$AP Rocky cheated on Rihanna. And then a bunch of like mainstream media outlets like saw that, like just picked up on this, Well,
you've seen, I know Kevin, you probably would have seen this, how ESPN report on like there are those pages on NBA Twitter, NBA Instagram, which just post fake quotes. And ESPN have literally reported on them and done segments where like Richard Jefferson and Steve Nair yelling about these fake quotes.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing with wrestling media. It's just half the time, even more than that, most of the time,
90%, I would say.
The stuff doesn't happen. Reporting storylines that won't happen, reporting returns that just don't happen, or spoiling them because they've been told to spoil them by someone who's in the know. It's crap. That's what it is.
You can literally report anything, and it could be potential news. Like,
Brad
Shepard. I mean, the second biggest locale in the IWC, I like to think. I remember he just said something random. It was like, Britt Baker had sex with Christian. I'm like,
I saw that.
I laughed my ass off. It's like, wait, what? I just had to glance at seconds. Like, is this a joke? Like,
bro, Britt Baker was like, I used to watch you. I used to watch you as a kid in the Attitude Era. I want to have sex with you, Christian.
I wouldn't be shocked just because like Christian is more of an actual man than Adam Cole ever will be. But I'm just saying, Adam Cole is a bitch, and he's disowned from the Halo community. Because someone who likes Halo, I do not accept him as a Halo fan. He's cringe. But even then, I still find it far-fetched because, like, I don't feel like with women, because I don't feel like all women are like, oh, with this dweeb, it's like, chicks would have dweeb. I don't feel like, oh, I'm trying to fuck someone else. Like, I don't feel like people are that down bad. Like, there's some people that are just, lying, cheating scumbags, but it's like, especially with certain pill communities, cough, red pill, it's like, they make it sound like women are just only there for object prices, like just some Andrew Tate crap or something. I'm like, this is partially the reason why society's getting fucked. I'm just saying, like garbage like Andrew Tate's like shit, like this red pill garbage. Like I facepalm at it, but that's just me.
Pal. All right, I think we gotta cut this stream. I'm exhausted. I'm out of gas.
Kevin's about to die. Yeah, fun. Good stuff. Cheers, everyone who's still in the chat. Art, especially. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Art, for sticking with us the whole time.
Real G.
And Maximiliano as well, and Destructor, BHB, all the loyalists.
It's Art, so he's going to jump off the stream and probably watch a 4-hour New Japan show.